Hey, I know some of these people. I know some of these folks. I know some of these names. Oh my word. Oh my word. Wild, good to see you. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in, madam. Welcome. Harsh, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the tab. I hope your stream ended well. Hope you had a good time of it. It is to be hoped. That reminded me to check my lurks. They look good. They look good. Filled with good-looking people. And some not-so-good-looking people. Oh, there's options. There's options. Listen, it takes all sorts, etc. Etc. Okay. Get my dashboard up. Because I'm going to have to change some rules here on the fly. We're going to have to disable raids at some point. Not yet, but once we get into it. We'll do the thing. Okay, that's ready to go. That looks good. Oh my gosh, 40 seconds. We're running low on time. All right. Let's see here. Faith! Hiya, Faith. It's good to see you. Himself indeed. 'Tis I, Aladdin. Hello! How you doing, Faith? Welcome back. Mel, fabulous to see you. I hope you're doing so gosh darn good that you can hardly stand it. Diesel, welcome, my friend. It's good to see you, sir. Good to see you indeed. Good to see you indeed. Crisp! Hello, Crisp. Why, you're so early, Crisp. Oh, my word. Ruth! Hello, sir. Good to see you. Jack, I appreciate the bandwidth, my friend. I hope your time zones are scrumtush ones. It is to be hoped. Oh, my gosh. 3, 2, 1. Holy cannoli, it's time. Wow. Hello. How you doing? Well, it's good to have you in. I hope you're well. Hope that everything is doing all right by you guys. Good to see you. I swear I'm good looking too. All right, there you go. Diesel's one of the good looking ones. He swears it. Crazy. I appreciate the lurks in all of the places, Jack. It means a lot. It means a heck of a lot. Hat tips all around. Good to see you. Good to see you. And a YouTube lurk. Oh my god. Let's see if I manage to mess this up. See if it's boiling lava hot or if it's an acceptable temperature. We're gonna see about that, you know. Not bad. Calming, soothing, Uncle Iroh inspired jasmine tea. Very good. Very good. Very good. How's business been? Well, I'm surrounded by fabulous humans. Faith, what could I possibly complain about? I've got you lovely lot here. I could complain. Who would listen? Who would listen, I ask? Nobody would listen. They'd be like, you're being unreasonable. And you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, busy. I have done nothing but hammer away at the keyboard I feel like, for as long as I can remember. It's sort of ridiculous. My brain is kind of mush. I got to see the Hot Bride for the first time today. Very briefly, for just a few minutes. And she asked me a couple questions, and I was like, brain mush. Sorry, babe. I'm not... This is all I've been doing. With a small break in the middle, yesterday, to... Not in the middle, you know what I mean. To update the Minecraft server for tomorrow night's stream. Which is going to be Minecraft, you guys. It's true. So yeah, about a 30-minute break in the middle of it. But I don't know, for as far back as I can remember, I always been a writing. So, yeah, my brain. Ouch. Ouch, my brain. Ouch, my brain. He did it! It's true, I did it on time, Mel. It's crazy. Hi, Tom. Hello. Hello, it's good to have you. Acceptable temp, not tasting plastic for the rest of your life? Yeah. Indeed. Indeed, it is to be hoped. Looking fancy tonight with that tie. Thank you, Wild. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do like this tie. It's a good one. It's a good one. I'm conflicted about whether or not I should have worn my other black vest. It's a little bit higher up. So, I don't know. I'm mostly pleased. I'm mostly pleased with it, but I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. Thank you for calling out Hot Bride, Mel. It's true. She's pretty great, I gotta say. Mouse! Hello, Mouse! Hello! How you doing? Apex pack for Mouse. Okay. Apex pack for mouse. We'll get it on the list. On the ledger. Clackety clack. Boom. We done it. We done it. Look at us. We done it. Yes, hello. Silver, still my favorite. Cracks me up. Funniest freaking greeting. Yes, hello. It's good to see you. Good to see you, indeed. Thank you for calling out Mouse. I appreciate you. Hello, Power Rain. Hello, CJ number 2. It's very good to see you, sir. I hope you're well. I hope that the time zones have been kind to you. You're up in Nashville still, eh? You're still heckin' far away. Or, no, that was a short thing, and then it's a... I hear you're going to be spending some time up there. I hope you have a good time of it. I hope that it's not, you know, like all of the waste. I hope that it's a good. I hope that it's a pleasant time. Did I move? That's supposed to sit right there. Okay. Home for 3 days. Right. Nice. And then you go back. Okay. Got it. Cool. Glad to have it. Glad to have you there and here. I'm grateful for both. It's crazy. Jeffrey, it's good to see you, Jeffrey. Welcome in, sir. Welcome, welcome. I always appreciate your well-wishings, my friend. I always appreciate you reaching out just to say hello. It's very nice of you. Very kind indeed. I hope you're well. Hope you're well, Jeffrey. Guts, hello, Guts. Good to see you. Welcome in. This is the second time I've got to see you today. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Got you up on the TV. Oh, wow. I'm honored. Guys, look, I'm on the tally. Mom, I'm on the tally. Yeah. I'm on the tally. All right. Always so dapper, though. I try, Faith. I'm just trying to dress in a manner worthy of you. I keep saying it. You guys are worth getting dressed up for. Plain and simple. The vest looks okay to me. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, see, it's just a lower, it's just like, I wear this vest by its lonesome, just because with the jacket, you kind of don't even know it's there. Depends on the jacket, of course. But with this one, with the charcoal on charcoal, kind of hard to see. Whatever. My brain mush. Remember brain mush? You look fabulous no matter what combo you do. Ah, thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate your kind fibs. Yes, I do. Thank you for the lurk, Mouse. I appreciate the bandwidth. It's good to see you, Doctor. We're talking about love. We are indeed. It's kind of your wheelhouse, my friend. It's kind of your whole wheelhouse. Not your whole wheelhouse, but you know. It's one of your wheelhouses. It's one of the wheelhouses. That's right. Huelhauser, that's what that was. Thank you for calling out the doc. I appreciate you, Mel, calling out the dog. It's a nice red tie for the theme tonight. I see you. Ah, you got that, did you? You got that I wore red for Passion. Ahmed, it's good to see you, my friend. Welcome in. Welcome, sir. How the heck are you? How are you doing, sir? How's work going? Doing all right? I'm going to ask now that you're buried in it. I'm going to ask how work is going. How'd your stream go earlier? Did you have a good time clicking on pixels? That was like this morning, right? Again, brain mush. I apologize, you guys. I am struggling. I can see it on mobile, so you's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. Tusk! Holy Tusk! Look at this. Tusk, I'm grateful as heck for the follow. You heard me say it in text, but I'm repeating it here because it bears. It bears it. It bears and warrants it. I take follows very seriously is the thing you didn't get to hear me say, okay? I take follows very seriously, and I aim to earn them. Aim to earn them. So, I'm grateful. Grateful as heck to have you in and for the hospitality last night in chat. It means an awful lot, okay? Like, you guys going out of your way to make some new chatter feel comfortable, that's no small thing. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful, Tusk. All right, I'm going to need that. I'm going to be clearing my throat all night. I don't know. It's like you talk too much and you lose your voice. You don't talk enough, and your like vocal cords are like, what are we doing? Huh? It's like, you talked yesterday. Don't you know how? I haven't talked all day today. I've just been like, brain mush. Brain mush. It's ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. Love chat? That's right, Faith. We're on the Lover Part 2. It's going to be miserable. Bree's like, hooray! Everybody else, we'll see. You need to have somebody to fib a bit to you every now and again. I know it. I know it. We all gotta have somebody fibbing in our general direction with kindnesses. Love is scary, but I'll learn me something today. That's a great attitude. It's a great attitude, Crisp. I'm grateful. Good. Just been fun. Just been fun. Is that like actual fun or like Ahmed fun? Which are we talking about here? How are you? Brain mush. No work. No words. Just struggling. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Brain mush. Struggling. I've been, as you heard me say last night, just writing. Writing a lot, Tusk. For those of you who are new around these parts and don't know, we deliver more serious material on Friday nights. Once we get into the material, I will be disabling raids and all of that. You'll have a little banner running along the bottom of the screen to explain what's going on. But that's because of the seriousness of the material that we're getting into. On the Friday nights where it's a just chatting session, which it has been for a couple weeks now, I don't disable the raids and everybody's welcome to come on in. But for where we're going, it's very incongruous for me to celebrate a raid in all of the hype from often the very serious material that we're in. So tonight we will be getting to that as well. But all that said, the last handful of weeks I have been... struggle isn't exactly the right word. It's not exactly the sentiment I'm after. It's more like wrestling, okay? I've been grappling with this material in a rather serious way for a long time. Those of you who heard part 1 of this and my discussion surrounding part 1, The Lover, know how challenging that's been for me, and this has been no exception. This is a little bit different. Tonight's material, the rest of The Lover, is... it's different in that the last part of this, part 1, and thank you for dropping links. There they all are, you guys. There's all the earlier parts of this thing. Those were much easier. The first ones were all much easier for me to comprehend, to wrap my brain around, and to lecture on because I understood them. Night number 7, though, that'd be The Lover part 1, was difficult for me in an intellectual way, in a different way. I didn't relate to it immediately, and I struggled with it. You guys heard a lot of that. This one was not that. This is not something that I failed to understand or comprehend in the way that that one was. This one is much touchier. And so I needed to be careful with my words. I wanted to be precise with my words. I don't want to leave room for ambiguity. I wanted to convey my thoughts concisely and meaningfully because they are meaningful, important ideas that require careful communication. And so I strove to be careful with my communication. And as such, I was quite verbose, more than normal, with these ideas, because I really didn't want to leave any sort of like stone unturned. That's impossible, of course, but still, there's a level of verbosity here that was not the case in some of the others. This was just a lot of material. And so as such, tonight may be split up. I don't know. I'm going to see how the pacing goes because I've got a lot of ground to cover. It's not exactly this metric. Like, the metric won't mean anything because you guys don't know my formatting type stuff, but it's like twice the length of all of my normal talks of late from this series. And that's a problem. So I'm going to probably truncate it. I don't know. We'll see how fast I get into the material, 1, and how fast I get through the material, 2. Tonight will still be a shorter stream, no matter what, because even if this is double in length, that's still much shorter than the typical, 4-hour stream time. And again, for those of you who are new around these parts, you might not know that's because I'm trying to have the talks be a presentation of less material in a given night so that it's more easily digested. I don't want to gloss over things and have them be missed, especially when they're so important, when they're so poignant. Not my points, just the V points, the presented stuff, the presented material. So I aim to have the lecture be an hour once we get into it. So it's only an hour long and not 4 hours. It's already late for a lot of you guys who are over on the East Coast or further, and I don't want to bore you to tears. So, yep. I don't want you to go straight to sleep. I do want the material to be digestible, something a little more bite-sized, rather than a 4-hour lecture, which they have historically been. So, we'll see. we'll see how I'm feeling, what kind of pace we're moving at. Yeah, I've got more to say on that when we get into it. Okay, let me catch up on stuff and things. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let me see here. Goose! Hello, Goose! It's good to see you, sir. Thank you for calling out, Goose Mel. I appreciate you. Just want to pop in and say hi, and I am grateful to have you, my friend. Grateful to have you, sir. Hope you and yours are doing well. I appreciate all that you do to make this thing happen, my friend. It means a heck of a lot, brother. Could be worse. Could be Lover Part 3, which, you know, it might be next week. We'll see. We'll see. Martin, welcome back. It's good to see you, Martin. Good to see you. All the opportunity you have to just bail on this whole thing, Martin, and you keep coming back. That means a heck of a lot. I'm grateful. Grateful as heck to have you, Martin. Also, Team Hooray. I'm starved for a Gust Talk. I'm glad someone is. Glad that someone is. Very cool. I'm sat and listening. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Snuck in there. I mean, Goose is very sneaky. Very, very sneak foul. That's right. That's what he is. A foul fellow? Yeah. That's right. Are we talking about the book, The Lover? No. Never heard of it. Sorry. Sorry to let you down, Faith. No. We are in a whole series on the masculine journey. And this is a facet of masculinity. So, yep, this is just a colloquialism for a facet of the development of a man. Yep. Yep, not that. Sorry to let you down. I don't know who Marguerite is, but Marguerite. I don't know if she has a fun pronunciation or if she's just like Marguerite. Could be Margaret, but it's Marguerite. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Stealth! Hello, I appreciate the bandwidth, my friend. I hope your own stream is going well and it treats you all right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, I think all the lurks are set up. So, howdy Gus and the Mafia. Scrum Tush time zones indeed. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Ugh, this gentleman with his lurks. This gentleman with his bandwidth. I'm spoiled. You spoiled me, sir. Not bored. Moved to tears. Think positive. Listen, some people just fall asleep. I've had a couple people, Chris, tell me, Gus, you put me straight to sleep. I pull up your stream and I never sleep better. And I'm like, I am conflicted. I don't know how to feel. Compliment? Insult? I don't know. They're like, I never sleep better. Every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights when you stream, sleep like a baby. All right. I'm glad you're sleeping. Glad you're sleeping. I don't bail. I lurk and then listen to the brain at 2 times speed later. Yeah. A lot of people do that. What Thump said. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's the one. No bother. It's a good book, though. Recommend. Nothing to do with what we're chatting about tonight, but yeah. It was a lovely wee book. Aww. Yeah, that would be a pretty generic... I imagine that would be the title of many books, Faith. I imagine such a name would be prolifically used. That's my guess. I could be wrong. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, the lurk thing. Oh right, the bot. Man, I didn't even have it in my checks. That's embarrassing. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it go. Let's see if it fire off or if I gotta do a test again. Oh.
As far back as I can remember.
There's Silent following.
A gangster.
The other night we celebrate that. We celebrated again. Silent, I'm grateful. I'm gonna say it twice, baby. We said it twice. And look at this.
Take care of my family.
Picking up that gifted. Hell yeah, Jack. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate you.
Big shots.
No way someone can sleep during Apex. Way too much volume variation. Oh no, I fall asleep, baby. It just turns into white noise. Just heckin' white noise. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. Ensuring all the fabulous folks over on Rumble got them subs. Very kind. Very kind. Yeah, gang, if you're not following on Rumble, might I humbly ask that you consider doing so. You don't have to do anything crazy to make an account. It's just a username and a password. It's going to ask you for other stuff, but that's for creators. You don't got to do that for your account. A username, password. Make a Rumble account, follow on Rumble, subscribe on YouTube, and follow on Twitch, all those things. But join the Mafia Community Discord, the hub of all that we get up to. That's where we get to do life together meaningfully, or at least attempt to do so. I am being just a... before I kick off much else, I should reiterate something. That my aim is to create content worthy of you guys. My aim is to celebrate you and to be a value-add proposition to your lives, okay? That's my aim. The only guarantee of my work, the only promise and assurance that I can make you, unfortunately, is that I will miss that mark. It's that I will disappoint you. The whole being human and all. It's something that we share. It is not possible for me to do all I would wish with each of you. It's not. It's a logistics impossibility, and it crushes me. Like I said, I have had my head down, hammering away at a keyboard for weeks, trying to organize my thoughts into this material, into these lectures, for hopefully your benefit. The consequence of this is I'm not as active in definitely any other community, not in streams, not in Twitch chats, not in Rumble chat, not in Discords, not even in the Mafia Discord, okay? The time that I have for the Mafia is set aside, and it's basically Wednesdays, and like that's it. I get to see you guys during the CNRs, the ones that are still in those crews, and that's it. And I have there aren't enough hours in the day for me to respond to every single thing that I would wish. That may come in the form of me not getting to read your DMs right away, and depending on what the content of those DMs are, I might not get to respond to those DMs right away. But this also extends to all of the chat channels, okay? All of the fun stuff. If you guys are tagging me and stuff, I appreciate being included, and I love that you guys ping stuff, and you're like, hey, this is a thing that Gus will care about. That's very sweet and very thoughtful of you. This is just my reiterating that I am just one man, and I'm trying very hard to serve you. I'm trying very hard to honor you in all the ways that I can, but I will continue to miss that mark. I will continue to fall short. And so I'm grateful for your guys' continued patience and your understanding as that comes to fruition, as that promise becomes prophetic. I know there's a lot of hurting folks out there in a bunch of different ways, in a bunch of different ways, and to a bunch of different degrees. And I am just one man, and I'm try as I might to address everything for everyone. I cannot. So I'm very grateful to all of you who are answering questions, who are fielding things, and who are reaching out to one another and being helpful, being an encouraging word, being a listening ear. Offering an encouraging word, being a listening ear. All of that, it means an awful lot, okay? Like, someday I won't be here, and it will fall to each of you to do this stuff, and to do it well. And that is no small task. That is no small burden. Now's the time to get practice in. So I'm grateful. Grateful to all of you who are taking that seriously, who are taking this humaning thing seriously. It's serious business. It's serious business. The humaning stuff is serious business because you are. Veterans of the channel have heard me say this many times. My aim is to create meaningful content because you're meaningful. Content that matters because you do. Content of value because you have value. Unspeakable value. It's daunting. It's daunting, y'all. Okay. Let me catch up. No, the Gus talks put me to sleep. It's the Marine and Apex. Oh, something about mouth breathing. Yeah, and the shooting makes me sleep well. There it is. It might mean that your voice is calming or soothing. Sure, Goose. Sure, it's possible. It's possible they mean that. They feel safe with you. It's possible they mean that, Crisp. It's possible. I could offer any number of flattering interpretations of it, or I can, also lean into the less flattering ones. I'm not offended. I'm just joking. No way someone can sleep, she says. They can. See, Thumper can. Marine knows that Thumper falls asleep during his Apex play. I would join random voice calls and then play Apex on off-stream nights. Yep, fall asleep listening. It cracks me up every time. Maybe, yeah, but the one I'm referring to is semi-autobiographical, published in the 80s. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Faith. Gotcha. Yeah. I like the book that I wrote. It's so funny. My book, the name, which I'm not going to tell you, I was publishing under a pseudonym anyways, so you wouldn't be able to find it. But the title I thought was like clever, and then it was like, nope, that's a pretty common title, actually. There was like at least 6 other books had that title, and I was like, well, verdammt. Verdammt. Oi, proud of you and your work. Thank you, babe. I can't, none of it is possible without you, so I'm grateful. Grateful to you. Hot Bride, yeah, makes it all happen, you guys. With her understanding, with the space and the time that she gives me, I'm enormously blessed to have a woman such as her in my life. Pretty darned swell, this squeal. And again, big thanks to everybody who makes all this possible, all right? None of it happens without the folks who have sacrificed to give this thing a shot at a future. There's no other word for it. Sacrifice, okay? You give of yourselves. You give up something for yourselves to give this thing hope. And by extension, give other people hope, because that is the intention of the material, is to, spread the good, preserve the good, slow the decay. And I'm grateful. Grateful especially to the public patrons, okay, on Ko-fi or Patreon. These are the folks who've taken their support to the next level. Again, without whom none of this happens. Without that, all the free stuff goes away. All of this vanishes. So especially big thank yous are in order for Aki, Bootless, Dano, Leanne, Ferret, Goose, Abby, Tink, Helly, Marty, May, Karma, Pre, Rick, Zen, Ryan, Sabrina, Tyr, Mouse, Trotsky, Pell, Milk, CJ number 1, and Zin. Can't thank you enough. Thank you for dropping all the links, Mel. There's so many links, you guys. There's so many links to all of the things. Yeah, join the rendezvous. Join Wednesdays. They're pretty great. I too am available by DM, so as long as you're okay that I will either reply in 5 seconds or 5 days. There's no in between. That's how I operate. It's ridiculous. Actually, I don't know that I've ever replied in 5 seconds. Yeah, usually I'm unplugged. People DM me stuff and I won't see it until I get to the computer later. I do not do basically anything on my phone. I don't like being tethered. I'm much more intentional about it. I make my way to the PC, and once I am at the PC, I'll plug in, but I do not like doing stuff via mobile. Nope. I need a separation. I cannot have my phone go off while I'm reading. That drives me crazy. So I'll often just leave my phone in another room. I don't even want to hear it make noise at me while I'm doing my reading for the day. Nope. All my study, get the phone away from me. That's all I'm saying. I appreciate the hug, Fox. Thank you. Thank you. Can never shout her out too many times. It's true. She's pretty swell. Okay. Speaking of which, that's another reason why I don't want to go, I don't want to have a 2-hour lecture tonight, because every hour that I'm lecturing is an hour fewer with her that I get to see her tonight, and I haven't got to see her in several days. So I would like to see the house. Ouch. Oh my gosh. Try to adjust the chair and ouch. Okay. That probably just shook my entire setup too, like an earthquake. Okay. So, ground rules. Here's how it's going. For those of you who have not been up on this series, okay, who have no idea what's going on, you're brand new tonight, or you're jumping in for the first time here tonight, and you have no idea what this whole thing is, we are doing the Masculine Journey, okay? This is a series that I was actually asked to tackle, not in the specific execution of it, but broadly speaking, masculinity, by women. And I have spent the last many months now preparing the community ahead of it and then diving into the material, none of which has been particularly easy, okay? All of which is challenging to varying degrees depending on who you are, where you've been, what you're up to, and like sort of what age you are as a guy in particular also. That is no small thing. This material is for men chiefly because, ladies, you can't control, I mean, none of us can control anybody but ourselves. And so, ladies, this is not, you can't make the mans in your life take any of this seriously. You can't make the men out there, just men, you can't make them take this stuff seriously. However, the enormous benefit that I have seen this bring to women who are trying to understand their manses is humbling. I am teaching this material to a different group at the same time, and one of them in particular comes to mind who has been puzzled by her husband for many years now, and their marriage has suffered greatly as a result. And her hearing all of this has breathed new life into their marriage. And that's because it's like understanding is a big part of this. A big part of the empathy, right? Is, okay, I might not get it entirely. I might not be able to walk in your shoes, but at least I sort of understand why you are the way that you are, why you behave the way you do, why you say the things you do, why you respond the way that you do. And so it is my hope that this can be educational for everyone who hears it. That is, of course, my aim, is to be speaking to and be a benefit to the broadest possible audience. That said, that in no way means that this material is diluted down, okay? This is not a let's make the material super easy and round off the sharp corners for everybody's delicate sensibilities. That is not something I am doing. This material is tough, okay? The previous talks that we've been into have been tough, and tonight is no exception. Tonight is tough. I said before, courage is the price of entry. And I said in my Go Live tonight that if you are here tonight and not wearing your big boy pants, you will be rejected at the door by the bouncer, because this is far too serious to be taken lightly or childishly tonight. Yeah, no churlish behavior. That said, I'm not going to be seeing chat. When we get into this, I'm not going to be seeing chat because per my tag on the Twitch stream, at least, I distract easily and I derail pretty hard. And for the sake of editing down this material so that I can publish it and make it available to folks, more readily digestible and disseminatable, shareable type stuff, I am scripting my talks now, which like I said last week, I could give this entire talk off the top of my head, impromptu, ready, set, go. I know this material inside and out. I have studied this for like a literal over a decade, okay? I know this material, and I can just riff. I can just go. Veterans of the Mafia community know this. You know that you wind me up like one of those little freaking cars and let me go and off I run. Like, I no problem. But it does make regurgitating learned material from me much more difficult, because you're like, yeah, he talked and it was a good talk, and someone goes, what was it about? And you're like, well, I mean, it started as this and then we kind of talked about this for 2 hours, and then it was, I don't know, you should listen to it. And then they're like, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to that. So I'm trying something new with a lot of these recent talks, and that is trying to make it more concise. And I don't like writing out my thoughts this way. It's very cumbersome and it's very difficult up front. I would much rather just have the words come to me, being an extrovert. But
as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Vampirus, I'm grateful as heck for the follow. I take follows very seriously. It's my aim to earn it. What the heck? To what do I owe the pleasure? I'm grateful for the follow. I hope to earn it. I said that already, but it's worth saying twice. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Very good to have you in. How are you in? How'd you find our humble little corner of the interwebs? To what do I owe my word? Okay. Check my lurks. Good. Lurks are still good. Okay. Let me see. Let me catch up. I gotta scroll up and catch up before we get to the strictures and all of that jazz. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Marine's response time is 2 to 21 days, and if no reply, time starts again. Exactly. It's just a looping timer. That's exactly right, Matt. That's exactly right. Wait, is Hop Ride home? Yes, you look down the hall, so I'm hoping she is. Yes, she is. Oh, chair stream for smooches. Wow. Need to make sure my points are taken. Ha ha ha, I appreciate it. Helly, it's good to see you. Thank you for calling out. Helly, it's welcome in, my friend. Welcome, sir. Boogie Doogan, how are you, my guy? How's you doing? How'd your stream round out? You do okay over there? You liked that game, huh? I gathered from your title that, that wasn't a given. So I'm glad you liked it. Glad you liked it. Looking sharp as ever. Thank you. Got you on date night. Trying to look sharp for date night. Dee Dee, a pleasure, madam. Truly. Welcome. Charmed, I'm sure, charmed. Can maybe delay smooches for after, if that helps? Nah, I'll have to go do them. They've been redeemed. Hope your stream was good, Jailbait. Sorry, I had to lurk through most of it. Never mind, hope it was bad. Wow, that's crazy. Wait, hope it was bad. I don't get it. Something changed. Something changed. Jack gets the... Oh, it's the AI guy, right? It's the AI thing. I can't remember his name. Isn't it also Jack? Jack? Is his name Jack? I can't... Whatever. We sharpen the corners here. That's right. We stud the corners. Helly. Oh, hi, Jailbait. Very good. Okay, let me see here. Vamp number 2? Right, that's what I'm thinking, Jack. Vamp number 2. Okay. So before we kick this thing off, yeah, I'm gonna go give smooches to the Hop Ride. That's what I'm gonna do. Now is a good time to avail yourselves of the facilities if you haven't yet. Top off your anti-tilt so we can buckle up. When I get back, I'm gonna lock the place down, okay? Raids are enabled until we get to it. Once you see the scrolling banner on the bottom, you'll know we're on lockdown. But for now, it's possible someone could squeeze in. We'll see. Sit tight for about a moment, won't you? And then I have to leave you in the, who knows, hopefully capable arms of chair, and then we're going to get right into it. All right, let's go. All right. We back. Hello. I got smooches. Checking the box. Very good, very good. Yes, she is making sourdough. Ah, that freaking amazing lady is making sourdough. Oh, I swear. I'm so freaking lucky. It's unbelievable. Unglaublich. Joe, not Jack? Yeah, okay, Joe, the wrestler, the AI wrestler. Was that the deal? An AI wrestler. Okay. Ye fine friend chair, how beeth thou? Oh my gosh, you're speaking chair's language wild? That's nuts. Spring has been good, cleaning up nice. Aye. Conspiring, conspiratorial tones. That's what I'm hearing. Conspiratorial. All right. I think we're good. I think we're there. Okay. Again, if you're new around these parts, my recommendation is, actually, I guess this would be the first time I said this tonight. My recommendation is that you guys would, let me see here. Culinity. I know this was already link was already dropped, but I'm going to drop it again. If you're new around these parts and you're not familiar with what it is we're into, I cannot more strongly recommend that you start at the beginning. And I know that's sort of a ridiculous thing, but tonight is prepared material in any case. I won't be fielding questions here. The place to discuss these things is in small groups, okay? In like community gang get-togethers where you actually have some depth and the required, like, the buy-in from the people who are all listening. That's what we get up to on Wednesdays. That's the Cosa Nostra rendezvous. That's the format that we've got set aside for discussing the weightier things. Once you've earned that sort of buy-in from folks, that's where we get it done. Here, I again will not be seeing chat tonight, and that's because I distract really easily, and I don't want to derail. I want to stay on target and not have a whole bunch of loose ends for you guys. I want to stay on target. So yes, I will not be seeing really any of chat. In that sense, it won't be any different for you going back and watching any of those links. Those will take you to YouTube or Rumble, respectively. One of the nights got banned off of YouTube. Very annoying for something that was totally legal and done the right way, but they don't care. YouTube is awful. So the only reason that these aren't all Rumble links, incidentally, this is something I haven't shared with you guys. The only reason that each of these links right now is not a Rumble link, because they are all on Rumble, is because the links themselves are too long and commands can't be more than a certain length for stream elements. And this is already butting up against the length limit for all of those. So at some point, I'm going to just create a playlist when I'm done, of course, and you can just go to follow the link to the playlist. But for now, yeah, I had to have them be shorter, and the YouTube links are slightly shorter, and I needed them to be slightly shorter. So here we are. It's very annoying. It's very annoying indeed. I wonder if it could handle being shipped. I would buy a loaf or two from Hot Bride. There you go, babe. Mel's looking to buy some bread. I think she could probably hear. I think she's got me pulled up. So maybe she'll hear it. Mav just went live if you want to update your lurk. So thanks. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Okay, we got our manses pulled up. We got our boy. We got our boy. Okay, who else? Everybody else good? Oh, Jaeger ended. When did that happen? Oh, a while ago. Jeez, I missed it. Very embarrassed. Okay. Got it. I hope her stream went well and ended well. I hope it went well. All right. So, off we go. We got to update our strictures. Deny all raids. Save. I'm not going to be doing follower-only chat. I'm not going to be seeing chat anyways. So yeah, if you guys are present and there's like new folks that I'm not seeing and stuff like that, you know, I guess, you know, try and do me a favor and welcome them in. But I understand also it's impossible to multitask well and lend an ear and also be fielding stuff in chat. But I'm grateful to all of you who attempt it. Grateful indeed. Okay, raids are now disabled. Folks who come on in at this point can see what we're up to with the little banner running along the bottom. And yeah, that's the stuff. That's the things. We're gonna get to it. Okay. Sourdough Empire confirmed. We'll chat. Wow, there you go. You see that? You see that? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oy. All right. Timestamp us. The Masculine Journey. Night 8. The Lover Part 2. The Lover Part 2. In Part 1 of The Lover, we talked about beauty in the universal, elemental sense. Now we're going to talk about it in the specific sense. The order that we've done this in is no accident. As I said in the previous installment, we must first understand and appreciate the macro before we can do so properly in the micro. Which means, men, we're finally going to talk about women. After all, it is very often woman entering his world that first awakens the heart in a man. Again, though, we begin with a panned out view of woman. Okay? Because though it is an actual woman that will draw his eye, the thing that stirs his spirit is what that specific woman represents. Woman. Beauty itself. Intimacy, tenderness, allure. It is by these interminable elements that he is smitten. And it is for this sphinx-like universal that man will lay down his life. That he will forego the lifeboats, that he will fight and die in war. Once the heart of man is awakened to woman, to beauty, he will be forever and inexorably drawn to it. Now, it is to be hoped that you, men, will be drawn not only to the universal beauty, but to a particular beauty. That is, to an actual, real-life woman. The one in your English class, the one you see at the coffee shop, the one you pass by on the train when you're catching a ride, on the trail when you're running. Tonight is about bringing the lover to the fore with that woman. That's how it worked for me in the Hop Ride, incidentally. One day a switch was flipped. This is a story that I've told before, but back when I first met the Hop Ride, I had no designs on her. Okay, no designs, no nothing. Nothing. She was taken. She was in a relationship, and that's it. That's, for me, that's all I needed to hear. So strictly platonic, no designs whatsoever. We were friendly acquaintances and no more. I gave no more thought to the matter at all. I was single, yes, and I was, hopeful that someday I would find love, that I would find a relationship to which I could. Into which I could lean, sure, but I had no designs on her. And in the same way that this will happen for many of you, that changed when she got out of a relationship and she asked me out. Now, it's as if a veil were lifted, okay? It's as if some sort of blinders fell from my eyes and I, for the first time, saw her. If that makes sense. I saw her in a way that I had not before. Previously, she was just one of the kind baristas that was keeping me caffeinated while I was writing my book. And that was the end of it. I even knew her now ex-boyfriend. And so, yep, nothing there. Now the relationship was ended. She approached me and I went, huh. Right. That's an option now. That's... Huh. And that was a big shift. So I saw her. Again, in a sense, for the first time. this is something that may happen with some of you. Especially when you're a young man and all of a sudden you see woman for the first time. You start going through puberty and hormones start doing their thing, and you see for the first time woman, beauty personified, and it takes a hold of you. Same thing with her. I saw her for the first time, though I'd known her for months, many months. And then what followed? All of a sudden, I took interests in things that I had no interest in previously. Why? Because she was interested in them. And that last part's important, man. If you fail to develop the lover in you, it will be impossible to fully love a woman in all the ways she longs for. Think about this from her point of view for a sec. When they first meet, he's romantic and buys her flowers, even though flowers don't make financial sense. And takes her on dates, even when that doesn't make financial sense. Stays up all night on the phone, even when he's got work or class the next day. Spends time with her family, even if they're insufferable. Reads her favorite book or books, even though it's ridiculous. And watches her favorite movies and shows, even though they're also ridiculous. A man will do all sorts of wild and irrational things when he's pursuing the girl, yeah? When he's been smitten. And when he's doing all this, the woman feels what? Wanted. She feels special. She feels desirable. She feels sexy. She feels, maybe for the first time in her life, that she's not leftovers. Someone to be settled for, only after other options have fallen through. She feels like maybe it's true what I said before, that she somehow embodies beauty. Capital B, beauty. But then what happens? What happens? Think about what kills relationships in movies, shows, books, real life. Okay? It's that he gets complacent, isn't it? He no longer pursues. He got the girl. He won her. Over all the competition, he is the victor. So now, he chills. He coasts. Now he can stop being inefficient. Now he can stop buying monetarily nonsensical flowers. Now he can stop planning romantic but financially irresponsible trips. Have I not just painted a picture of every woman in a disappointing marriage? The shared life has been reduced to one of function. They are roommates now, more than anything. Men. What she longs for in you is what you ought become. What she wants in this relationship, and what its thriving or even survival depends on, is for you to mature into the stage of the lover. And here's the first distinction we need make. Men as lovers and men as consumers. And we can make this delineation really easily. We need only ask a couple questions. The distinction here between lovers and consumers. Why does he pursue her? To gratify him sexually? An obvious question with which to begin. To curb loneliness? To be a second income? To be the next step on his life's checklist? Or how about to validate him, his behavior? To validate his very existence? Some sort of codependency? Yeah. That one's a consumer. The woman in his world is merely a means to an end, or several. But what about the lover? The lover wants to improve her life however he can. He wants to protect and serve her. He wants to learn her love languages and fill her love tank. He wants to make her feel safe and cozy. He wants to create such a life for her that she, broadly and uniquely, can flourish. He wants to see her heart light up. Buying flowers, planning movie nights, doing the laundry unasked, even when she said she was going to do it, surprising her with coffee in bed. None of these are chores to the lover, nor are they used as tools to obtain sex. He doesn't mind just talking for hours about nothing in particular. It's no burden to him. Excuse me. It's no burden to him because it matters to her, even if it means less to him. He delights in her delight. Do you see it? Do you see the difference between consumers and lovers? Women know the difference. You should too. I won't dwell long on this, but it must be said that the difference between the two are obviously apparent in the bedroom as well. Think about the couple words that we might use to describe the act, and you tell me if they elicit different reactions in your head and in your heart. Boning, banging, smashing, effing, versus making love. One describes the action of a consumer, the other a lover. Okay. Now we talk about the tough bit. The reality is, there's a whole host of reasons why men, of all ages, will be resistant to the development of the lover in them. One of those reasons looms high over the others. The risk. We've talked about this many times here in the Mafia, but it can scarcely be repeated often enough. The door to love and the door to pain are the same door. Again, veterans of the community will have heard me say this many times. Each of us has been burned in some way, yeah? Each of us has been wronged by our fellow man in some form or fashion, yeah? To varying degrees, of course. And at some point, every human, guy or girl alike, will wonder, is this worth it? Is it worth it? I open myself up just to get hurt again. I put myself out there just to get rejected. I strive only to be punched in the face. I try only to fail and feel terrible. Is all of this love business worth the aggravation? I think that is a perfectly normal question for people to ask. And my posit here addresses this. If you would do or presume to try the obvious, which is close the door to pain. I don't want the hurt anymore. I don't want the risk anymore. A sensible thing to aim for. The problem is that love and pain use the same door. Okay? You close the door to one, you close the door to the other. You say, I don't want any more pain. All right, well then you don't get any more love. Love, the very existence of love only happens, okay? It only exists in a place where there is risk also. If there's no risk, it's not real love. We talked about this. We've talked about this before. The door to love and the door to pain are the same door. Love inevitably, inescapably involves risk. In fact, none of what we've talked about in the masculine journey so far has been without risk. Every facet of your development into a properly oriented, high-functioning contributor to society comes with risk. This stage is no different. Another quote from Elbert Hubbard that I've shared before. If you would escape moral and physical assassination, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. Court obscurity, for only in oblivion does safety lie. As I said at the outset of this series, you must choose today what kind of man you'll be. Should you fail to do so, you will default. To what? To ease. You will default to being a lousy human who's given no respect because you warrant none. But if you would escape this fate, if you opt in to this development, you may yet find life. For yourself, yes, but also for others. Remember, if you have nothing, you have nothing to share. So, okay. Risk. The chief reason why men will avoid tonight's talk, let alone put my words into practice, risk. For the benefit of the ladies listening, I'll here highlight the unspoken commitment all us men share. Never get caught with your pants down. Or, less colloquially, never allow yourself to be in a position where you don't know what to do. Okay? All men abide by this. All men live by this. Never allow yourself to be in a compromising position as such. Never allow yourself to be in a position where you don't know what to do. Why do I mention this? Well, reason, computation, analysis, these things are manageable, predictable. So long as we stick to the realm of black and white, facts and figures, we feel like we're in control. The realm of the lover, on the other hand, irrational, unpredictable, unmanageable, out of our control. Set aside the feeling of being in control, and this life is largely an illusion. At least with rationality, we feel in control. The realm of the lover, on the other hand, we feel very much out of control. This is why so many men, myself included, stay in the world of analysis. It's safe, even if it stunts you, even if it kills your relationships, even if it kills your soul. That's the trade that each of us choose. The principle of the door to love and the door to pain is the same. We opt out of the risk, and in so doing, opt out of the real relationships our ladies are starved for. But that's not the only danger here, gentlemen. You listening might be a bold sort, and you've got no issue with risk because you've cultivated a healthy relationship with it during the Ranger stage. Good. That will absolutely serve you and those to whom you offer your arm. But there is another danger here, gentlemen. One that spells the death of all real relationships if ignored. And that is the weight of a life. The weight of a life. Namely, your life. Returning to the consumer for a sec, if your reason for pursuing a woman is so she might fill some void in your heart, that she may make you feel like a man, that maybe she can answer the question we've trod over and over again throughout the course of this series, do I have what it takes? The question that resides in the heart of every young man, and of every man if he's not yet answered it. Do I have what it takes? If maybe the man is going to her in hopes that maybe she can answer the question in the affirmative for me, then you're in trouble. Maybe she can do it for you. Maybe she can answer that question for you. She cannot. You're in trouble. And incidentally, so is she. If I was somehow unclear in earlier segments of this journey, let me leave no doubt. Only you can answer this question. She cannot answer it for you. John Steinbeck said, "No story has power, nor will it last, unless we feel in ourselves that it is true, and true of us." Men, this is a question you must answer. Who are you? What is your life for? Do you have what it takes to become that? So back to the danger. Back to the danger. If you try and offload the responsibility, the burden of answering the question on your lady, you will crush her. She is not built to bear the weight of 2 lives, yours and her own. She's got enough on her plate by her lonesome. This is why I have maintained and taught for years this same principle. She cannot be your world. Let me say that again. She cannot be your world. She cannot be your everything. She cannot be your cause. She cannot be your goal. She cannot be your reason for being. If you would serve her well, if you would be the kind of man she wants and needs, then you must heed my very unromantic sounding counsel. You must be okay without her. I'm not suggesting the kind of detachment in Buddhism or Stoicism. She can and should absolutely be a value add to your life. She should add dimensionality that's unobtainable without her, okay? Color that you won't see without her. What I'm saying is that your life ought be whole even without her in the picture. I've spoken to this as well, but the illustration, again, is important here to repeat. You guys know those necklaces? You're like in middle school, little kids, middle school, maybe high school, especially girls. You guys had these things where you had the heart necklaces, right? And it was like you each had half of the little heart, right? And then you put the 2 together. And maybe if you were dating somebody, the guy would humor you by having such a thing. He'd have half of your heart, right? And that's the way that it was. You'd say, ah, yes, I got half. And you say, you complete me, right? That's what the idea is, right? It's supposed to be a very romantic, cute little notion. Yeah, you've got half of my heart. You know, I'm not whole without you. Okay, that notion, you complete me, is not romantic. Let me just shatter that delusion. That notion, that utterance, that belief, you complete me, is not romantic or healthy. It's simply not. Do you want to know what it is? Do you want to know what it says? I'll reword it. I'll rephrase it for you, okay? I will rephrase this and you tell me how healthy this attitude is. Okay? You complete me. I'm not whole without you. Oh. Half of my heart is gone when you're not around. If ever you left me, I would be forever broken. Half of me would forever be gone. If you left me, I'd be irreparably damaged. My life could not go on with simply half of a heart. I would die without you. Don't you dare leave me. Not so romantic now, is it? But that is precisely what is implied. Now, of course, the middle school kid is not specifically thinking this way, but anyone who has the attitude of, you complete me, this is what's underneath it. An unhealthy codependency, and an unromantic one at that. She wants to feel wanted, yes. And she even likes to feel needed to an extent, okay? But she likes to feel needed in the sense that she's a value add to your life, that she's competent enough herself to add something to your life. But you know what she doesn't want? You know what she doesn't want? To be your everything. It is absolutely not loving, let alone romantic, to saddle with that kind of weight someone you profess to care about. The picture of a healthy relationship is one where, incidentally, you invite her to join you in your already purposeful, already fulfilling, already meaningful life. Unless she's a literal clinical narcissist, okay, she does not take any pleasure in knowing that you're useless without her. So, accepting these women, whom you should give a wide berth indeed, Women want a man who is competent to stand on his own 2 feet. This has not changed. She wants a man who's already answered the question for himself and who lives out of that settled confidence. We're going to return to that. The difference between a man who has answered that question and the one who hasn't could not be starker. The man who hasn't, the one who hasn't put in the sweat equity to earn that answer for himself in his own life, he will spend his days seeking to fill that hole with the validation of those unfit to. He will seek the blessing of the question answered, the nod, from anyone and everyone in his life. Often he will not know this is his search. He will simply take from others and sacrifice their words and their energy to the void. Men who've answered the question in the affirmative, however, do I have what it takes? They are now free to operate from that place of blessing because they know they have what it takes, because they've proven it to themselves. They needn't keep looking for validation elsewhere. Their hands are free to give to others because they're not busy taking from them. Think about the men in your life. Which ones are takers and which ones are givers? Which ones, when you spend time around them, give you life out of their own abundance? And which ones take from you out of their lack? This is the difference between a man working for the blessing and the man working from the blessing. Men. Women want a man who will sweep them off their feet and whisk them off to a life of adventure, of purpose, of romance. And there is nothing romantic about a sullen cuck who's looking to her for purpose. How can you freely and confidently offer your love when you're desperate and anxious in a search to get love? Again, one cannot give that which they do not have. And this is the big part of why men are turning from real women, actual women, to those on the screen. Real women will see your lack. Real women will reject you because of that lack. The ones on the screen won't. They won't judge. They'll accept you as the inept beta that you are. Okay. How did we get here? How did we get here? For many men, the stunting happened early. If the father figure in your life was not the mature warrior poet we described in the previous installment, if he himself had not yet comprehended that mysterious but wise duality, then he likely shamed any expression of the lover in you as girly or just shameful. And when a preponderance of young men are so shamed, the collective schoolyard spirit follows suit. This is how we end up with the idea of cooties in elementary school. Likewise, if you ever bought flowers for a girl in middle school, the lads probably made fun of you for it. One can follow this trend right through high school and on into university. That's how we end up with a culture that teaches negging as not just an effective means of communicating with a woman, but a manly one. You don't want to show emotion, after all. That's girl stuff. What are you, gay? And it is, of course, well known that those who experience sexual intimacy while too young will be stunted by it. This is especially true if the encounters are unwanted, regardless of whether or not it was a man or a woman perpetrating it. Such things introduce terrible ambiguity to the heart of the boy, ambiguity that carries right on into adulthood, when he should be developing into the lover proper. For many men, the uncertainty born of early sexual experience, again, whether unwanted or wanted, haunts him still. The consequence? Unless he learns to heal this wound and develop as the warrior poet he is meant to be, he will exist in a lose-lose interstitial where he knows he's causing hurt and confusion for his woman, but is powerless to do otherwise. This is why tonight's material, however uncomfortable, is important, men. If we would become the kind of men that women truly desire, the kind of men capable of bringing to bloom all that she is, we must learn what our fathers were too uncertain or embarrassed themselves to teach us. We must go back to the place where we were stunted and recover what was lost. We must make a full accounting of all the places in our lives where we've chosen caution over coming alive, where fear has convinced us to play it safe, to never risk the lowest lows, and thus never experience the highest of highs. Women are dying for us to get this right, men. They've got their own issues, it's true, but we can't do anything about that, okay? They've got to sort out their own ranks, as must we ours. But okay, I need to return to something I brought up a bit ago because it's absolutely essential that it not be buried under the rest of this. I said that your life ought be whole, even without her in the picture. I said that the picture of a healthy relationship is one where you invite her to join you in your already purposeful, already fulfilling, already meaningful life. Now, the wise understand why we talked first about beauty, capital B, beauty, in the universal elemental sense. Unless the strength of his arm is first pledged to the service of the larger story of life, the lover will always be inadequate for a woman. His first allegiance must be to the transcendent. That is, his cause must be greater than get girl, sleep with girl. You must decide what your life is about before you invite the girl to join you. Otherwise, there's nothing for her to join you in. Or, as C.S. Lewis put it, those who are going nowhere can have no fellow travelers. Men. During the talks on the warrior stage, I said that you ultimately need to learn that your strength is not for you, but for others. If you want to know why you're here, what your life's for, it's that. What will give your life purpose is laying it down. Specifically, laying it down for others. When you finally come to understand that the world does not revolve around you, that you are part of a larger story, you can offer your strength to that something bigger. To again reference Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings adaptation, this is what Sam was talking about in The Two Towers. When Frodo lost himself and had to be brought back from the brink, he said, "I can't do this, Sam." To which Sam replied, "I know. It's all wrong. By rights, we shouldn't even be here. But we are. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were, and sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer. Those who were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back, only they didn't. Because they were holding on to something." And Frodo asks him, "What are we holding on to, Sam?" And he said, "That there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for." So, men, what good are you fighting for? What's your cause? What's your reason for being? For what in this world will you lay down your life? This you must answer if you would take up the mantle of man. I'm conflicted. Beyond this point, there's quite a lot that is much harder. And I don't want tonight's material, what we've covered so far, to be lost in light of it, because it is so much weightier. I don't want it to dwarf this. I'm conflicted. I think the safe thing to do, which is ironic, I know, is to revisit the rest of this. 20 more pages of this. Next Friday. I think I will. I think I will leave that there and leave you with a question and leave you with this homework. We've just come back from a hiatus of this, and the next couple weeks are going to be especially tough. What good are you fighting for? What larger picture are you a part of, men? What larger story are you playing a part in? Whom do you serve? In whose service are you willing to risk life and limb? For whom will you lay that life down? If you've not answered this question, you must. The rest of tonight means nothing without it. The rest of the lecture, the rest of the lover, it means nothing without this. It means nothing if you can't answer the question. If you've not put in an enormous amount of work to answer the question, sure. The question, do I have what it takes? But then, what that goes along with, do I have what it takes to? Yes, you can answer that in the Ranger stage with all of the risk and all of the danger and all of the things that you undertake. Sure, you can answer that question with any number of things. But ultimately, what you must get settled, if you would become the lover proper, if you would win the girl and continue to win her heart proper, you must answer the question. This question, what is my life for? Great, you're competent. Great, you've answered the question. Can I do it? Can I do hard things? Can I face difficulty? Can I face danger? Sure, great, awesome. Now why? Why will you do those things? For what? For whom? This is something I would love to discuss with you guys on Wednesday, if you're up to it. The folks in the various CNR crews. Some of the crews differ in what it is they wish to spend their time discussing. But if you're feeling brave and you want to discuss the material, I think we've already given quite enough fodder for those. Quite enough for a 90-minute session on a Wednesday, if I do say so myself. And again, I know it's late for a lot of you. Late on a Friday night. It's never lost on me that you guys could be choosing to spend this time any old where, doing any old thing. And yet here you are. Opting in to difficult things. It says a great deal about you already. Again, as I said at the outset, there are many reasons why a man will avoid this topic like the plague. And yet, here you are. If you're hearing my words right now, that says a great deal. And if you struggle with some sort of doubt about yourself, perhaps this is ammo that you can be used for the positive. Here you are doing a difficult thing, and that's not nothing. But I am curious. I am curious to hear your responses. Even if it's for your own benefit, I encourage you, write it down. Even if you won't share it. Even if you won't share it with a crew. Even if you won't share it with others. For your own benefit. Write it down. Set aside time. Type it out. Write it out by hand if you need to. Whatever it is you've got to do, take the time. Answer the question. What will I die for? Why? As I said, the rest of this material for the lover, which would then become part 3, will be much more difficult. And impossible if you've not answered this question. So let's take the time to get it right. Let's take the time to do it right. One of my mentors actually remarked to me this week something interesting. I got a good chuckle out of this. In going through this material, I was hurrying through a lot of material. And he said, Gus, you need to slow down. This was between the last talk and 2 talks ago and this one. He said this. He says, you need to slow down. He says, you're in such a hurry to get through it. You got to stop and smell the roses. A poignant remark given the material. But something that I definitely need to heed more of. I ought to be more mindful of this for your guys' benefit and mine. So, I hope you will. I hope you'll indulge me. The question, your homework question, men, for what will you lay down your life? What good in this world are you in service of? What good out there that exists has your arm, has your sword, has your allegiance? What good are you fighting for? Not what is man fighting for, unless the 2 answers are the same, but what you are fighting for. What's your cause? What's your reason for being? For what in this world will you lay down your life? That is the question. I will end it there. It also means I'm missing less chat this way when I cut it short, and that's good. I do hope to go back and give it a look, but time restraints and all. The next part of the series, once we finish the lover next week, the next part of the series, the king, will be something. For now, the next stream is tomorrow. Dear friends, tomorrow night, Saturday. Some of you live in the future and you're like, it's already there. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific. We're playing Minecraft. Minecraft, not Vinecraft, Minecraft. Don't get it twisted. There the Mafia community has a server, a private server that I host, and we'll be playing that. We updated to 1.24, Skittles and I, so it's not the latest version, but that's because the Dyne map does not have a brand new version for the newest game update. So I'm told that there's new things in the game that I don't know what they are, but that literally means nothing because I don't know all of the things in vanilla. So adding new things means nothing to me because I don't know all of the old things. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific. I'm currently still gathering votes, some of the last votes from the participants, capo and above, the patrons who make this thing happen. I'm gathering the votes for the next Anything But Apex title. That will be kicked off next Saturday. That would be the 31st. The last day of the month, I will be starting up a new game. So, yep, tomorrow night, Minecraft. Tuesday, Ape Legs. Next Friday, week from tonight, we'll be finishing The Lover with uncomfortable material. Exceedingly uncomfortable material. But a talk about this would not be complete without it. I thank you guys for your attention. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your courage. The kind that's prerequisite to tackling difficult things. Again, I'm blessed indeed, fortunate indeed to be surrounded by such a caliber of human. No raids tonight. Not after the seriousness. We don't raid out. Raids and everything will be re-enabled for tomorrow night's stream, of course, when we return to the silliness. And again, these real relationships, I believe, need both. The silliness and the serious. So I'm grateful to all of you who make time for both. What does it look like to join the Mafia community? To join the Discord? To get plugged into a real community that tries this thing that is aimed at being a value-add proposition to your life? That aims at being a community worthy of you. What does it look like to get plugged into this stuff? Where does the material go from here? Come and see. Come and see. And as ever, I will strive to see that it's a decision that you don't regret. In the meantime, I wish for you each marvelous evenings, mornings, wherever ye be. And I will see you on the other side.